So, Kester, our conversation today is around cyber crime, right? I don't know why you guys
Yes.
are particular about cyber crime as the first topic we should discuss. Why cyber
We want
crime?
we,
What?
we want to we want to break tables. We want to scatter some tables.
Uh,
Because from different
Yahoo guys will run after you guys. So I'm sure
No,
well,
we want to have every conversation around technology, right? And we want to do
yes,
this. We want to do this every Saturday, right?
every Saturdays, yes.
Every
So
yes,
Saturday. It
every
doesn't matter
Saturday.
where we are. I mean, if Kester is in one Owam there, he has to join live. If Ife is in any Owam there,
Yeah.
you have to join, right? And we will have,
definitely.
I mean, interesting conversation around technology. We just want to have fun, right?
Yes, yeah.
Right. So we intend to treat different topics around technology, security, everything that borders around IT. And part of what we intend to do is, we'll occasionally bring in experts, that would discuss some of those subject matter with us, and the good part is I have quite a number of friends that are already on my neck that, Afo, when are you going to invite us to come and, have this conversation with you around technology, So, but we have to start somehow. This is just, let's have a sense of what this would look like, right? So Kester, our conversation today is around cyber crime, right? I don't know why you guys
Yes.
are particular about cyber crime as the first topic we should discuss. Why cyber
We want
crime?
we want to break tables. We want to scatter some tables.
uh,
Because from different
Yahoo guys will run after you guys. So I'm sure
No,
well,
you are
with all the
no, we just want
prepared for
to,
this.
yeah, sure.
we're prepared, very
Okay,
prepared
so
because
go
okay,
ahead,
sir.
Kester, you're gonna say something.
Okay, so well, choosing cybercrime, like this Yahoo thing as our first topic, I
Yeah,
believe is something that would really pull some set of people to hear what we have to say.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
we would be ready for whatever comes.
Yeah, actually, we are not hurting anyone. We are not judging.
Okay,
We are not judging. So we just want to educate people on what this is, because so many people are starting to see it as as one institute.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. So you guys have to be deliberate about tracking some of the questions that are asked already. But to set the tone for the conversation, right? I also tried to get some facts, yesterday around, the cyber crime, some statistics and things around Yahoo, right? The first thing that stood out for me is cyber crime in Africa. Yeah, there's a lot of news around Nigeria, right? But I also
yeah,
found out that Kenya is also a big player when it comes to cyber crime. Like, for example, the first 6 months of 2022, cybercrime in Kenya grew by 438%. Ife,
wow.
how true is this fact?
Yeah, so that is true, but when we talk about cybercrime, we should really be looking at top countries like China, like Russia, India's. So those ones are actually, but when it comes to Africa,
We
I
know
think Nigeria and Kenya are the,
Nigeria and Kenya are what?
yeah, Nigeria and Kenya, they are one of the countries with the highest rate of cybercrime.
Okay. So something that I'm really like I'm so particular about, and I'm sure we'll get into that today is, if you look at the technology that drives cyber crime, some of those tools that the young folks, everybody works with on a daily basis are also the same tools that cyber criminals will use for whatever reasons they want to use. So I really want us to look at some of this, some of these.
What really fascinates me about this cybercrime of a thing is most young guys that are doing this, that are into these cyber crimes. So the tools that they employ in doing these hacking of all sorts. So I realized that these same tools are what popular digital marketers, influencers, what they are using. So it's just like they don't really, these cyber criminal guys, they don't really have the idea of what the tool, how positive they can make use of the tool.
The thing is, this Yahoo thing, right? Let me even go to the local language.
Okay,
it is so wide, like it's so vast. There's this stuff they call it formats, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the different methods that they use to scam people, basically. Yeah. So it's so wide, from the range of dating, where you pose as either a fake guy or a fake girl to deceive someone abroad, and all. From there to different. There's this one they call Lotto. I think Facebook Lotto. You impersonate another person. There are so many.
When I was during my second year in school, I met this guy. So, and this guy was like telling me about the formats like you mentioned. So it was like Ife, tó bá ti ṣe báyìí, tó bá ti pè ní báyìí, tó bá ti create website here, create website here, tó bá ti create it, wow. So he was actually talking about phishing. I'm sure you're very conversant with phishing. So I now said, phishing lele. Yeah. And his response was that she won't peja ni, she fẹ́ peja, she eja kọ́ ni. So I was like, so they don't really know what these tools actually are, but the fact that they can easily use it is what is really fascinating to me, because in the cyberspace, what we use these tools for is actually for pen testing.
Can we firstly, start by carefully analyzing the very cheap and simple things that people fall for, right? They are, those ways that they, things that they do, that people fall a victim of those simple things, that people need to be wary about.
So I think if we are going to make a categorization of this, we would be talking of putting all these into an umbrella. So we're talking about social engineering. Mm-hmm. So because social engineering is, when you talk about this dating, there's this thing they call booking, hotel booking, or all that you just mentioned. So the thing about social engineering is that, so the hacker or the cyber criminal, what they do is, so they try to create this fake identity of someone. So that's why you see them go to, you see, I'm sure you're conversant with Yahoo guys saying they want Facebook account or they want this social account. So basically what they do is, when they get these popular talk. Yeah, so when they get this Facebook account, so they take a picture of one alt model or whatsoever. So then they impersonate that particular person. Then they go as far as employing probably their girlfriends or some girls, right? Just to like talk to these people they call clients, right? So, and the thing is, I don't know how, although people call it Yahoo Plus, but me personally, I feel I can't just be scrolling to my phone and one random hot girl just pop up and start telling me she's in love with me.
Love message.
So social engineering is one of the things that these Yahoo guys, they employ the most, and I think it is what hackers in every hemisphere of the world, this is what they employ the most.
Like I said, there are so many different methods, different ways. I have a friend, he's a software developer, and he has gone deep into it. So, but when he and I, because he and I kind of started out around the same period, around the same year, my digital marketing part is software. So, around those early times when we were still desperate for gigs and all of that, there was this guy, big guy, fresh bros. He met us and started talking. We saw, But anyway, more like met him, right? So he did a job for him, just a simple website creation, blah, 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 blah. But along the line, he started realizing that the website was not really the normal, like what he was asking for, the functionalities of the website. It's not really the normal. So he quickly realized that this probably, and not just small scam, like major. We're talking about things that apartments where you would buy a US citizen would, the process of purchasing or renting an apartment online from start to finish, pay them, everything goes down, even up to ammunitions, gun purchase, and all of that. So some people, they take it to a whole other level in this scam thing, right? That is so vast. Saying limiting it to one is just like you are not really, because there are even guys that have institutions. I have some videos, right, of this already. They have institutions. They recruit young people, teenagers, to come. There's a thing they call HK. That's like their headquarters for where they park. They recruit young teenagers to come. You understand? And it's not a normal thing where it's like an association, like a mini cult, because they tell them to chant things and do things and tell them what to do. It's like, I was watching some videos about this thing, and I was like, God. Because these young teenagers, they believe that this is the only way. Yeah. This is the only way.
Because
and
they are raised to see it that way.
The thing is,
just to put it into right perspective, what we're trying to establish is that, the skill set that you would need for cyber crime, if you have that skill set, you also have legitimate and lucrative tech opportunities that you actually can pursue, applying the same skill set and be as successful as the supposed Yahoo criminals.
Yeah, I mean, you could become a white hacker.
The truth
they pay them about $200,000 annually in US.
What I'm even saying is beyond ethical hacking, right? Right. If you have some of these soft skills, for example, whatever IT interest that you pick, you also can use the same skills to either be a Scrum Master, business analyst,
even a salesperson,
right?
Yeah, because if you can convince someone to do certain things, to drop money, like that's basically a salesman job.
When you hear them talk about how it is, the actual work, they tell you it's hard work. Sometimes some people spend months
trying to convince someone to do something.
And stay with one part. It's like you have a client in a company that you are trying to walk up to buy your product, right? They spend months making things sweet around these particular clients in order to. So, in fact, you are very right. Like, there is a wide range of skill sets that can be, that individually, when you pick it out, it can form its own career path legitimately, right? From this same Yahoo thing. So, at the end of the day, this is maybe not very educated of me to put out, but I will say it anyway. Yeah. I think it boils down to laziness to an extent, honestly. I think it boils down to laziness because there is an idea of ease to this, even though it's hard work and all of that. There is this. When you ask me on a normal day on the road, what do you think about Yahoo? I won't go out and start telling you, no, because I actually understand a lot of them circumstances. When you fall in a circumstance situation and not everybody can have one type of mind, right? They just have, some people would go away to another path and all of that. But it does not excuse or it doesn't change the fact that it's wrong. What is wrong is wrong. You understand? And the same energy that is put in there, just as they are trying to say, AFO, when it's put somewhere else within the same skill sets that these people tend to have without even knowing it, just like you've been putting out, they can still achieve. It's just the consistency of continuing the whole thing. So it's really, it's really.
Can we just?
So it's a question of how do you strike a balance, right? So you're talking about someone that has an opportunity that guarantees very high return on investment.
High return.
Depending on what you put into it, right? From some of the information that you shared, for example, now we have academy for Yahoo. People are trained, and you even have parents enrolling their children.
Enrolling their children, yeah.
Enrolling their children to be cyber criminals, right? So, I mean, you really need to have an alternative that people can see that these are available alternatives to Yahoo that would also guarantee same return on investment, which brings me back to some of the things, my own point of emphasis around the tech opportunities that are available, right? If you're a software developer, for example, you write good codes with Java, you write good codes with Python. Right from Nigeria, you have so many Nigerians now that are working abroad.
Yeah, that's one of the highest paying soft skills.
Soft skills, yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah.
So you
being able to program and code.
Software testers, people that are really earning good job, right? So the same way you have parents enrolling people for Yahoo Academy on that side, a lot of Nigerians are also exposed to the tech space, right? But for some reason, the negative news seems to spread more. You understand what I'm saying? So I think our conversation today really is for people to see the opportunity beyond cyber criminals the opportunity, what people are missing. Instead of charging that energy into crime, that energy, you also have more viable, more lucrative jobs that will give you good money. I have quite a number of friends that are on 3, 4, 5 jobs, and they are earning their money in dollars.
In dollars. That's like
you understand that?
Sweet.
So
sweet.
And I think one of the criterion to be, like, according to the Yahoo boys, one of the criterion to be a really good cyber criminal is to have a programming have a knowledge of a programming language. So if you have that, because there's this area in their cybercrime, like you mentioned, creating these phishing websites. Yeah. So if you can do that, because most of these guys, they pay programmers to help them do it. Most of these guys, and they pay like exorbitant fees. So you hear of them saying they want to get tools. There was a time someone was telling me he wants to get tools. It was like tools. He said he wants to get tools, and the person said he should bring like 300,000. If you guess the tool this guy was talking about Kali Linux, just to install Kali Linux on his system. And there's this certain application on Kali Linux, which is Jack the Ripper. So Jack the Ripper is used to hack Wi-Fi passwords. So you can use Jack the Ripper to hack Wi-Fi password. You can use it to hack email passwords.
Oh, okay.
So it is an application of Kali Linux.
So for example, now if I'm around a hotel and I want to identify, I've seen a lot of Wi-Fi's around, right? And I want to hack into it. What tools will I require? Yeah, so just like I mentioned, this Jack the Ripper, you can use it. And also you can with Kali Linux, because it is an open source OS, so you can actually code your Wi-Fi hacker yourself. So there's this Python script they use for coding this Wi-Fi hacker. We actually used it in school when I was in Ife. So there's this thing they sell in Ife. If you want to have access to the school's Wi-Fi, so you have to get these. It is just like a recharge card. You get it at 100 naira. Then they give you like unlimited
internet for a day, right? You can buy for 4 days. So we then we don't really have money. What we really do is so there's this software. This computer guy just developed this software. Then when I was in part 1, then everyone in school started using this software. So when you get the card, so what I just do is and basically it is just like a simple setting. So you get the card.
So technically, all students in Ife are also cyber criminals.
No, it's not even cybercrime. It's just like bouncing. They call it bounce. They call it like bouncing you away from the network. Because when you get the card automatically identifies your phone, which is the IP address, right? So what we basically do is we just bounce using that app. We clone your own IP address and we bounce you out. So once you are offline for even just a minute, we bounce you off. So then we use your IP. So we assign your IP to our own phone. Then we use it. So if we go offline, someone else will use it. So that's just.
So you guys are cyber criminals.
No, we are not cyber criminals. We are ethical hackers.
It reminds me of some.
Another effect guy is already protesting. He said, "How can I be calling?"
Don't call us great if I don't. So that's basically what we do there.
Well, another, as you mentioned this, I just remember there's some friends I had back then, right, where I got to. So there are some sites you go to as a Yahoo boy, right? There are some sites that you go to bomb, they call it bomb.
Yeah, bomb.
Kind of like to get
all this technologies are very fun.
Lead generation in business.
David was telling me about this.
It's like bombing. So I go bomb. That's what I go bomb. So it's basically lead generation, right? So there are sites, different sites, and mostly foreign. So you don't have access with your Nigerian location and everything you understand. So they get these tools the way they make simple things sound so
they'll say tools. Before I used to be like,
and when you find like the tools is VPN. A VPN is part of their tools, right? It's a tool technically though, but then the way they make it like, okay, so they pay serious amount of money to this set of people that will help them arrange it and do that. Whereas it looks like a special big deal thing to some of them that they pay big for because of the kind of thing they are doing, right? But in normal sense, it's something you can even VPN.
You can even download it, but they just want to pay for it.
There are some that are paid.
So they can reap the benefits.
There are some paid VPNs, but I mean, there's a lot of ignorance in that space.
Okay. Guys, can we talk about things that you can fall a victim of? Talking to your audience now. Things you can fall a victim of, which could be as a result of some of the activities of these cyber criminals, right? As individuals, I have a mobile phone, I have an email address, I go online to do shopping and all of that. So what are those things that I can fall a victim of, and how can I protect myself from some of these things?
So there is a categorization I used to hear, about this whole cybercrime thing, Yahoo thing, where they say local, international. So, honestly, it's funny. So local is when you try to scam the people within the country, within Nigeria. And that's a local scam. Yeah. The international is international. So for this local, there are many things, many ways.
So I think the first thing is protecting yourself from social engineering attacks, just like all these deceits. So when you see, people that generally, we Nigerians, we are greedy. We want a wolf. There's this website. There are these websites that'll tell you get this for this. Just get this for use 100 naira to get like 500 million. Use this to get this. All you need to do is just drop your credit card details.
That one is even easy to, like, one where, for example, they will ask you to put they will pose themselves as a bank, maybe your bank or your card holder, or they will pose themselves as that. and send you a very well organized email or message, right, to send your card details that they need to protect something that there's been a breach, just some kind of message to scare you. Then maybe they give you a number to call, or they could even call you themselves. Then by the time they successfully put the fear in you, you will feel, especially if the person is ignorant, they'll feel the need to, okay, let me quickly bring out my card. Once you call your card details like that and everything you need to know, there you go.
So may I feel the things you need to do to protect yourself against this. The first thing is to avoid social engineering attacks, like I said. So when you see someone just pop out from nowhere and act like your uncle or your auntie from somewhere, your uncle that you haven't seen in a long time, so you should always pay cognizance to stuff like that. So you try to vet them, see if this person is really this person. That's the number one thing. And the number two thing is if you see a message from your friend saying, please, can you quickly send this money sharp. Your friend might not be your friend. You know, this is like we are in a tech world now. So many people can impersonate your friend. So that's the number one thing. The number two thing. So I think the number two thing is there's this thing they call multi-factor authentication now. So that should be something we should use to protect ourselves. So, you know, we all use mobile phone. I think Nigeria is like the highest, we are like one of the highest users of mobile phones. No, I think Nigeria, we are one of the highest users of mobile phones. So there's this thing they call this authenticator software. It is Google Authenticator. You can actually download it right now as I'm talking. So you can link it to it is some sort of multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication. So you can link it to all your social media accounts. So, and also on your phone, there's this new feature. I don't think iPhone has it, but I think Samsung does. So you can hide your apps. So the apps, you know, are very sensitive and you don't want people to really know you have it. So you can do that. You can hide them totally. And also try to do the multi-factor authentication. So in that case, you know that yes, you are protected. Then avoid social engineering attacks. So don't get deceived by anybody and don't be too greedy. So that's for Nigerians. So, but internationally, that's a whole different level.
So basically, for whatever platform you are registering yourself on, whatever social media platform, whatever, even though it looks like stress, go through the two-factor authentication process because it really is important. I've seen someone that there's so many stories.
And also there's this thing too that people, there's this misconception that people have. So when you see this padlock on your web browser, there's this padlock, this thing you see, then people automatically assume that this site is secured. It's not a scamming site. I can go there. It doesn't matter.
What that means is that they just got their SSL.
What I mean is just they got their SSL, and it is to keep them from outside attacks, not you that you are visiting the site, right? So a Yahoo guy can create a website, then enable SSL, and you go to the website, you think it is a genuine website. No. The fact that you see this SSL enabled on the website, you see this closed padlock on the website, it doesn't mean you are safe or it doesn't mean the website is genuine. So I just want people to know that.
Another thing I came across, just one another thing I came across about this email scam where they send you mails and because it happens a lot. So there are a few things we need to watch out for when you want to note. So when an email is coming to you and it might not even enter your spam. They might have a very good delivery channel, like MailChimp, Sendlane, good ones that will not send it to the spam. So if it comes to your inbox, it doesn't really mean that they are not. You need to watch out for their names, right? If they come as maybe EcoBank or something, they will never spell it correctly. They will either add an asterisk or something. And even the construction of the mail is not always going to be. Once you read it, you will find that this is not a well-constructed email.
Yeah, we call it a mass mailer, a mass mailer attack.
Exactly.
So they
those
send
things,
multiple mails to random
you will be
emails.
surprised the people that
And you
pop
think
into this. You think, oh,
they
this
just
is
add this phishing link to it, so you can
exactly.
just access it and they'll just you just put
You
your
need
credit
to
card
watch out for
or
those.
your debit
If
card.
it's not the exact name of that organization you're associated with, if there is a sign somewhere or a slash somewhere that's a scam, just they won't. The real people won't do that.
So although innovations are coming out, people are doing a lot to ensure that all these attacks, websites, Gmail, all these applications, they are trying as much as possible to make sure that all these things are in check, all these security things are in check. So, but the major thing you need to do is to protect yourself from social engineering attacks. Social engineering attack is like the number one attack in the world. Like it is the number one attack that nothing can guard against, and that's like the first
if
attack instance.
that's what social engineering, right? I think you
Yeah.
need to break it down. So when you say social engineering, what are you saying? One, then two is maybe you can speak to the two that
Yes.
every victim of a cyber crime has an element of greed. That
Yeah.
like they are also technically
Yes.
greedy. How true is that?
Yeah. So the thing is, every victim. So the way to get someone to do what you want is to offer them something, right? When you offer someone something, they do what you want. Or when you let them see a little bit of opportunity in something, they do what you want. Right?
It's just that's not really absolute. In some cases, it's not because maybe they are greedy or something. They just are ignorant of what they should do. And then they find themselves in a place where it's just like a protocol. It will come to you like a protocol. Like you have to follow this process to get this thing okay. And then they just do it thinking, oh, let me do the right thing. So it's not always that they are greedy.
No, okay. Yeah, I get your point. So social engineering in this case is when people tend to is the act of deceiving someone, employing some kind of deceitful acts to get your someone to do what they want what you want them to do. So that's what social engineering is. So if I should come up to you, and sometimes it is always done as a result of impersonation. So when you see someone pop up on your LinkedIn or your Gmail acting like Tinubu or something, I'm promising you 2 billion after you support him in this coming campaign, and you should know that yes, this is not really Tinubu. Tinubu would never say that, right? Tinubu would never pop up to your mail, right? And if you see one odd girl popping up into your Instagram telling you to, so you should always note that. So that's basically what social engineering is. So trying to use this, employing some several art of deceit to like get you to do what they want to do.
Okay.
So and that's it.
So is it Ife that will speak to ransomware or Kesta?
Yeah.
Right. And
ransomware in this.
And how popular is ransomware in Nigeria?
I think in Nigeria, ransomware is not ransomware is not really popular in Nigeria. What is popular in Nigeria is kidnapping. So that's kidnapping in the sense that if you want to compare ransomware with, if you want to find something that is a little bit closer to ransomware, so I'll just pick kidnapping. So ransomware is popularly done to big companies, right? So this is how it works. So the attacker identifies this sensitive data in your system. And like I said, the first point of attack is social engineering. So someone can just act like this MD or the CEO of a particular company, then try to get the least like the employee of the lowest hierarchy, right? So that's where it all starts. So then they get them to do what they want. Then the employee, then from there they work their way through.
No, there are somewhere I'm referring to, right? And I think there was some couple of years ago that I'm trying to remember the name of that particular what's it called? Logic bomb or
yeah. So
I'm still
coming there.
The people's system got locked, and you have to pay in Bitcoin to open your systems.
Yeah, I think that was in US.
No,
They hacked this company in the US,
no,
so
but
and it affected everybody.
apart from the big corporation, right? People get what's it called? Virus or whatever that infected their system, right? You open up
Yes,
that particular attachment, and the next thing is you are locked out of your system.
you are locked out of the system, yeah,
Yes,
until you pay a particular sum of
yes.
money. Yeah, I think what you're talking about back then, some guys did it. Yeah, I heard this news. Some guys did it to some crypto guys. So they logged their wallets. So they created this token. So the token was in form of a virus or so. So when you buy the token, so it automatically locks your wallet unless you pay some certain amount of Bitcoin. I think that was one of the things that happened back then when crypto was like still booming.
You're right when you say it's not so much, it doesn't happen so much like compared to other parts of the
country. Yeah, in Nigeria, yeah.
But it still happens though. It happens because there are some people that they solely their purpose for learning hacking and all this.
Yeah, they can just do that. Yeah, you pay this, but it's not really that popular.
Yeah, it's not in this country.
In this country? Yes. So they just tend to like infect your sensitive data, and they know that this data you can't do without this data.
Because
so then they ask you to pay the certain amount.
They have a better chance targeting high profile people or organizations, so they would have something to come out of it.
Yeah. So that thing, that was why I compared it to kidnapping. So kidnapping it also works like you just get.
Imagine someone kidnapping me now. They won't really get much.
Your parents will find the money. Your parents will find the money. Okay. You are the data now. To the kidnappers, you are the data. You are the sensitive data that these people can't do without.
Any kidnapper.
So if for me as a father, right? What are those things I need to do? Things I need to do to prevent my kids going into anything that is cyber criminal. Then what are those things I need to look out for? Protecting myself and protecting my family.
Yeah, I think the number one thing is to open your kids' eyes to opportunities around technology, around tech, right? So as you can see in programming, like if you can develop a particular, if you have a good knowledge of a particular program, of a particular programming language, you actually earn a lot more than Yahoo guys, like a lot more than cyber criminals, a lot more. We are talking about, and there's this thing, this internetworking of this innovation around internetworking has really opened Nigeria to other parts of the world. Right now, you can do remote work. So if you have a good knowledge, so I think one thing parents should look out is to educate their young ones to see beyond just money, right? So, and I know that kids, right? One thing about kids is when you teach them to be morally upright, right, from the beginning, and you open their eyes to the other parts, to a particular opportunity. So when they are growing up, they tend to have this affirmative for that right thing to do, right? So when I was before I entered university, I had like a very good knowledge on ethical hacking. So I can practically do a lot using ethical hacking. I know a lot of websites. I know what these guys do. But I won't do it because it is not really a thing for me. It is not really interesting, like making people sad, because I've been educated right from when I was a youngling to always not just put yourself first. You can put yourself first, but not to hurt people, right? So it has been ingrained in me, right, to always make sure that this moral code has been ingrained in me.
Is Yahoo Boys technically is a reflection of the societal values, right? Which parents, government also has a major role to play.
100%, 100%,
right?
100%.
The economic factors also the economic factors, I mean, is also something that should be taken very seriously, right?
Yes.
And if it is no news again that the economy in Nigeria is very challenging, right? You have people without jobs and all of that, right? So if joblessness is still as much as it is, you still would expect that more people will go into Yahoo or Yahoo Plus. But there's this side
and I think
of it that borders around the society cool and accepting this culture, you know. I mean, it seems like it's because when you say Yahoo now, I mean, even to some people, they kind of categorize Yahoo as not, you know, a regular crime. That is not,
they don't see it.
It's a crime, but you know,
it's just like I saw a news. I watched a TVC news.
That's their excuse.
I watched a TVC news the other day. They arrested the mother of one of these Yahoo. I think he got about 45 million or so, some very large amount of money. So they had to arrest the mother because somehow she was involved, right? She was an accomplice. And the guys in the news, what they were talking about, you know, these parents, right, where you know your child, you know what he does, and all of a sudden one day he comes to the house with a Benz and a bunch of things that you have no idea. You ask him, say, "Mommy, don't worry, when they come," or something like that, right? And they're happy because before now everything was bleak, right? They're happy and all of that. So a lot of these parents, they tend to encourage their children. In fact, if a child is that, to the extent that when a child is not even following other children in that neighborhood, the parents will like, "See your mates." They must not like see your mates, they do. Honestly. So it even goes all the way to our parents, who, not all though, not all. There are some that are obviously absolutely against it, but some of them, they encourage these things. And they were saying, I think they gave some years, like some good amount of years in jail, even after they pleaded guilty outright. And the judge said that he did that not just for her, but for other people, other parents out there that encourage these things, right? To know that it is wrong.
Some people say we are helping our forefathers.
Exactly.
Back then, when they colonized our forefathers, they stole their money. Now we are stealing back. We are getting our money back.
It's just not, it's nonsense to me. Like it's.
So
it's actually
my own point of emphasis is this, right? Yes, you have very hardworking Nigerians. You have very smart, intelligent, young tech engineers who are, I mean, working very hard every day, earning legitimate income. And you actually would look at the tech industry, you know, in Nigeria and Africa as a whole now. You know, it's a big boom. Okay?
Yeah.
And you look at the size of that industry compared to, you know, to the cyber criminals. Unfortunately, you have more noise around, you know, cyber criminals compared to Nigerians that are earning legitimate income, right? So there's a way it erupts on us, right? You know, when someone sees Kester, for example, you know, with dreads and all of that, he has a bag, you know, the first thing that comes to mind is, don't mind him, is most likely a Yahoo guy. And if Kester, for whatever reason, gets a Benz tomorrow because of the very good tech paying job that Kester is into, the assumption would be Kester could also be another Yahoo guy that lives in Lekki. So the point is, right, if we're not doing something about it, even at our own different level, like engaging our contemporaries, engaging the young ones, right? Let them have that sense of understanding early enough to understand that there are opportunities in the tech space, things you can do legitimately and you can earn good money, right? If you look at what the social media have done for so many people today. These are also some of the tech-driven opportunities that were not there back in the days, and a lot of young Nigerians and young Africans are leveraging on this, right? So as much as possible at our own level, let's try to champion and promote this as much as we can. The opportunity is just it's out there. It's just for you to open your eyes and see, and get the best out of it, instead of going the direction of crime. Yeah, Kester, you want to say something?
Yeah, when you said that comparing the number of people in the legitimate tech parts to these cyber criminals and all of that, every time it just made me remember, right? Every time I hear this news of EFCC caught 82 boys today, tomorrow you hear they caught 100 and see the number, and these people, a good percentage of them will end up in jail because they probably will not have the money to bail themselves, because most of the time, if you have the money, you probably will be left.
Are you sure that most of them will end up in jail? Okay, because there's also
they'll just pay and
there's also this part of the story that security agents also play a major part when it comes to how people get away with all these activities, right? That, some security agents are also actively involved in the entire what's it called? Criminal racketeering.
Yeah.
So they're like a backup at the back end to protect some set of people.
At least
is that what you mean?
We still remember the story of this the super cop that also had issues of recent. What's his name again? The one
Super cop.
That super cop
Yeah.
that was going after God knows how many Abakari, I think I remember now.
Yeah, Abakari. We touched Poppy, right?
We touched Poppy and all of that, right?
They connived to launder some. I think it was into some money.
What I'm even saying, a good percentage of these people will end up not probably being bailed out or something, is because a lot of them are low level. Sorry to use this language, but they are not really in any. If for a person in a high position in the workings, in the back end of the whole security stuff in Nigeria, for them to even have interest in you to back you up or anything, it means you probably must have gotten somewhere where there is a benefit for the person.
Somewhere in terms of finances.
Finance, level and all. So for people that are just like foot soldiers, like pawns, those ones that they recruit in their HK and fill the whole place up with laptops so they can. So once they bust one particular place, they pack these people like that, 150, right? So I just wonder, right, if who comes to, because I don't think it's going to be they do. I don't think they will ask for 10,000 from these people because they are young.
Millions, and they will release them.
Who would come and pay for them? Who is it? The person that brought them in that will pay? I don't know, but it feels sad, right? So truly, there needs to be some kind of platform that specifically channels people from that part to the other part. Honestly, when I was younger, I had a fantasy. It can still be achieved, right? Not like it was like something I wanted to do, but as I kept going forward, I started seeing the reality of things, and I was like, okay, calm down first. So what I wanted to do there was I wanted to get so rich, legitimately, to the level that I would go to schools, universities, Unilag, the likes, right? Hold seminars and educate, because a lot of these students are Yahoo boys. You see them. In fact, it would be a fun thing that a young person would be, hold seminars and put out a lot of these other parts, alternative parts and all of that. I've had this for years, but it's still achievable. It's just
now. I think the thing now is we now have a lot of platforms that educates people on this thing, that opens people's eyes to opportunity. So I think one of the major things that led people into cybercrime is that if you check our conventional schools, our conventional educational systems, they are not really as good as that. Like they are not offering anything. You see someone finishing from secondary school, and the next thing they do is, if you go to Lagos Island, there you see a lot of people. Once they finish secondary school, the next thing is to find a job.
Why Lagos Island? Why Lagos Island?
No, I'm just, because I've stayed there before and I've experienced it. So the norm.
Are you saying that it's also not applicable to other areas?
No, it is applicable to other areas. I'm just picking out Lagos Island because I've stayed there before.
Why the point?
I've stayed there before, so I know how.
Really, what has happened to it?
Yeah, I really know that. I've actually stayed in Lagos Island. That's why I'm. Sorry. Apo is almost Aleko.
I'm already offended. Why Lagos?
Okay, let me just say Orile. Let me say
Orile guys are also on this.
Even before they finish secondary school.
Anyway,
so once they finish,
it's past 1 hour already, right?
Wow, really?
I
1 hour already?
Yeah, time goes very fast these days. I don't know why. It goes very fast these days. Very interesting conversation. I'm sure we didn't cover as much as we would love to. So many things to still talk about, particularly from being defensive as an individual. What are the things we need to pay attention to, right? What are those things that we have to be mindful about, particularly now that virtually everything we do is online, right? Your mobile phone, your email address at work, you are exposed, you are vulnerable, and you really need to know all those things that you must do to protect yourself. The element of greed would be there at some point. There would be dating and all of that. So
just have to be self-aware.
Exactly, that self-awareness, that training and retraining of people. I mean, to avoid situation where more people will fall victim of it, because that is actually where the issues are. Right. So I would let's have our last word each. Kester, I think you should go first.
Okay. Well, this has really been an awesome session. Started out rough, but things smoothed out along the way. And I would also want to. We received a lot of entries, right? Because this session was supposed to be a session where we, call out the winner for the brand new laptop, as we announced.
Brand new laptop.
And we received quite a lot of entries already, which we've taken note of. But the thing is, the people we are looking at, the set of people we are looking at gifting this laptop for is, as we said, the future generation. We are the future generations, and there is also a younger category from that age range of 10 to 15, right? So those are more like the people, you understand, the age range of people we are looking at to come out to, make a video and tell us why they need and how they intend to use the laptop when they get it. So we need that age range. We've been saying 21, 25 and all of that, which is great, but 10 to 15 years. We want to see these young, bright minds, show us and surprise us.
10 to 15. I'm not asking a father of 225 to post a video. That's not what we're looking for.
Yes,
we want a 10 to 15-year-old kid do us
10
a
to
video
15.
on what you will do with a computer when you get one. not a
Yeah.
25-year-old man.
10 to 15. Just make a video. You can
Apologies.
talk to your mom.
So for the entries that we've gotten, right, we appreciate your video. We saw them, they were really interested, but sorry, you are not our target audience. We need the video from a 10 to 15-year-old kid that will give us a justification of why that laptop should be his or ours, not a baba of two. Ife from you.
Yeah, so this section has been very interesting. So
You didn't even, I mean, we need people to share, we need people
okay,
to invite their
share their
friends,
thoughts.
join us on Saturdays. Let's have conversation around technology,
Yeah,
right? Next
yeah,
week, we hope that it will be more interesting and more fun.
yeah.
We'll have more interesting topics to discuss. You know, for
You
those
can
that
also
are joining.
reach us out on YouTube,
Yes.
Tech Talk with AFO. So on IG, AFO_Karamsi, Tech Talk with AFO. So you can follow Tech Talk with AFO. You can follow AFO_Karamsi. You get to know more about AFO. And you can also follow Tech Talk with AFO. You get to know more about the show. There are so many things we are going to be offering as regards technologies, and also we're also going to be getting some freebies as
and we are
time.
everywhere. We are even on TikTok. We're going to be having just little some videos and just putting out some content, some informative content for you guys. So same Tech Talk with AFO on TikTok and on several podcast platforms.
Yeah, Spotify,
Google Music, Apple Music, and
so you can get the audio recording of this section. You can get it on Spotify. You can get it on Google. You can get it on any podcast platform. Yeah.
So that's basically it.
Yes, it's been an interesting Saturday conversation on Tech Talk with AFO. Like we said, we want to have conversation around technology, and we plan to do this every Saturday. We also intend to bring in thought leaders in different technology space to come and educate us and educate our audience on everything around technology. For our friends that have joined, you know, we have some in the diaspora that have joined. We appreciate you guys. Moshood joined. We appreciate you. Diola, thank you for joining. We also have Sleaze 50, Adeoluwa Sholanke. Thank you guys for joining our conversation. And we hope to have more interesting conversation on. This is going to be every Saturday. Kesta and if they've assured me they won't get tired of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, so if you guys are not tired, AFO also doesn't plan to get tired of this anytime soon, right? Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah. We see you again next week. This same time.
Yeah.
For more topic. Yeah.
Bye bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Yeah.